Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez, and in today's video I wanted to go over TTL, but not necessarily how best to use TTL. I actually go over that in another video, but in this video I wanted to go over the somewhat secret ability that TTL has, in that it can go very low in output, to the point where I've actually tested it going about 3 to 4 stops lower than the flash is capable of going manually. Before I continue, I do want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Adorama. Adorama is an industry-leading retailer that has been serving photography, videography, and audio customers for about 50 years now. Their motto is everyone is a creator, and they do their best to unleash that creator within us all by providing us with the tools and expertise necessary to get the job done. I personally shop at Adorama for both the great deals that they have on products that I both use and recommend, but also because of the great customer service that they have for those different products. If you find yourself interested in any of the products that I go over in today's video, definitely check out the description area below for links to those products, and be sure to use those links if you decide to order. As I mentioned earlier, you can go very low in output by using TTL in your flash, and that's going to be beneficial for anybody that might be shooting in low light scenarios like a night portrait, for example, or just a very dark scene at an event. Whenever you're shooting in any sort of low light scenario, even the smallest bit of flash can possibly be too much power. So that's why the ability to go very low in output to the point where you're going lower than you're capable of going manually, that's going to be a great feature to have just in case you ever need that. For me personally, whenever I do a night photo shoot, which is going to be very low light, I do tend to make use of the continuous modeling lamp feature that certain strobes and speedlights have. But let's say, for example, I am shooting an event and I want to be very inconspicuous. I don't want people to know that I'm there, basically. That's where the ability to go very low in output with TTL can come in handy. Now, I know there's going to be some of you out there that say, if you need your light to go lower in output, just move it further away. What you're not considering is that whenever you move the light further away, the quality of light is going to get a little bit harsher every little inch that you move it further away. And I am a huge fan of very soft light, so I always have my light as close as possible. If you're like me and you want that ultra soft light and you don't want to move the light further away, another solution that you might consider is using something called an ND gel. This works exactly the same as an ND filter in that you're adding physical darkness in front of your light in order to reduce the output. But just like with any gel in general, I don't want to have to go through the hassle of remembering to bring the gel and then physically opening up my softbox and adding the gel to my light. At this point, I'm not moving my light further away because that will affect the quality of light, and I want it to be very soft up close. I'm also not wanting to mess with gels, and the last solution would be to adjust my camera settings. But what you might not consider is that adjusting my camera settings will affect my entire exposure. In the past, I've had people comment on my videos whenever I talk about certain photos at night, saying I could have just increased the shutter speed or reduced the ISO, but those two camera settings would definitely affect my ambient exposure, and I didn't want to adjust the ambient exposure. I had those camera settings set for a reason. So in the case that you don't want to adjust your camera settings, you don't want to move your light, and you don't want to add a gel, that's where TTL is going to be perfect to use. A few years ago at Shutterfest 2019, I did a night photo shoot with my friend Sam Owen, and I found myself in a situation where my flash point evolve 200 was too strong even at the lowest output of 1/128th. The shot on the screen is exactly the shot that I took where it was too much power. So what I ended up doing was switching to TTL, and it gave me the correct exposure for my subject. This ability to go very low in output is just something that you can add to your tool belt. You don't have to keep your light in place. You can move the light further away. You could add an ND gel, but personally for myself, I never like any sort of limitations or being forced to do something like move the light or add an ND gel. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about this feature because this is something that I completely discovered on my own a few years ago, I think in 2016, when I was using my Flashpoint Explorer 600 TTL. I have actually gone over this feature a couple times in past videos, very briefly, but never made a dedicated video talking about it. So that's why I wanted to make this video so that more people know about this ability. Again, this feature is just something to add to your tool belt. It's just an option, and hopefully it does help you out in case you ever need to go very low in output. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Huge thanks to Adorama for sponsoring this video. Again, I highly recommend checking out their products on their website. You can find links to different products that I went over in this video in the description area below. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the very next video.